Hey gentlemen, how you doing? Uh, I was meant to do the live stream a bit earlier. It's a bit late, but then well, it's Friday, and it has that sort of atmosphere where more people are up. Most people are out in nightclubs and partying and things like that. It's not really my thing. So I'm also really pleased today. I sold another space on the weekend program for March the 11th and the 12th. So really pleased and grateful about that. It was one of my clients that had taken my weekend program a while back, several years ago, and he emailed me saying that he went through some challenges in a breakup, so he wants to get his confidence back. So I was pleased about that, and that's what I wanted to talk about. Excuse me, in this live stream, because it seems to be quite a common theme lately with a lot of people that I speak to. I've also been through it. Excuse me, like I said in the title, a lot of people have found themselves in a situation where they got their confidence up. They overcame social anxiety. They made a lot of successful progress in their life, and then something happened. It's inevitable. It happens in life. The guy that contacted me, I get from quite a lot of guys, gone through some sort of breakup. So he's lost his confidence. He's experienced an anxiety. So in order, anyone, I've said this before. It's a great thing about confidence. Confidence can be gained. It can be lost, unfortunately, but fortunately, you can always build confidence back. I've done it like three times in my life. Throughout my life, I've had like three major kind of breakdowns, crisis, like a confidence crisis, where I was confident things were going well, and then something happened. Before it was mental health, before that it was a relationship breakdown, and before that it was a combination of challenges in death, family, money, all sorts of things. And I've always been able to build my confidence back. And that's why I've always been passionate about teaching other people. It's an area that I'm obsessed with: fear, anxiety, self-esteem, confidence, motivation. So the mindset that you need to beat social anxiety again, or second time, or maybe the first time, is the mindset comes from this. And this is like a real affirmation that really comes from wanting to achieve something badly. And my client Philip has this. I knew he had it, but I asked him. I was curious to pick his brains, because he's one of the hardest working clients that I've ever worked with, the most committed. It's no coincidence why he's getting the most amount of growth. And I said to him, what motivates you? You're so driven, despite having fear like we all do. He's moving forward at such a rapid pace, and he's gaining so much confidence. Every time I meet him and we do the sessions in London, it's like I'm meeting a different person. I mean that in the positive way. He's just more and more confident. His eye contact, his conversation skills. When we're talking, his energy is just getting better and better every single session we do. On top of that, he's succeeding in his life. He's built a business. He's done several public speaking events. He's making money in an honest way, and it's just incredible what he's done. If you guys could see, honestly, if you could see the progress that he's made. Obviously we can't, I don't have it on camera. If you could just see the way he's changed as a person, you'd be inspired to make the changes yourself. And I asked him, I said, what motivates you? And he said, I can't go back. He said, I cannot go back to the way that I used to be, because he said I was depressed. I was so anxious at university. I couldn't speak to people. I couldn't speak to guys. I couldn't speak to women. He said he was so down. He had such bad confidence issues. And that's it. It's like, that is the mindset to beat social anxiety every single time. It's not some fancy thing. You go online now and everybody talks about, it's cliche now, the mindset, which is important. And they come up with all these, like, they make it so complicated. But when you get down to it, it's not complicated. It's desire. It's passion. It's wanting to achieve something more than you don't want to achieve it. And when you understand that, yeah, I love your jokes, man. Your jokes are great to me. That thing you said yesterday, it had me in stitches. I was in stitches. It really made me laugh. I really really liked it. Hopefully you're still not. Hopefully you're not still grieving. What's up, Mohammed? Good to see you, mate. So you know, the mindset is you have to not want to go back to what you was or stay the same. And I always find people who have that mindset, they always get there in the end. Um, and I mean not just my clients, everyone I've ever met, whether it's man, woman, in any field. I know today we're mainly talking about my favorite subject, three subjects: social anxiety, fear, confidence. But this is a general thing. So, like I said, um, I'm not going to say his name, but it's quite common. I'm really thankful that um, a friend signed up to my weekend program today. He made the payment. He'd done my program in the past and he got great results. He got a relationship, he got confident, and obviously he's been through some kind of like breakup in his relationship and he's lost his confidence again. So he got in touch and said to me, would the program help? And I said absolutely. So we're going to work together, and it's quite a common theme, And as I said, I think many people, because of COVID, because of all the challenges, many people have gone through some sort of crisis in confidence, and everyone can build it back with the mindset. What's up, Peter? I'm great, man. Timmy's he's never short of his humor. So I'll go over it and answer you guys' questions as well. So again, it's almost like it's a simple thing, but I guess it's something that you really have to focus on. That word keeps coming up lately in my sessions and even in my brain. It's a really important word. Again, a word that everyone knows. Let me write it down, capital letters. So sorry, right here. This helps me just to speak. So focus. You need focus um, to beat social anxiety. And you know what, right? For those of you, I don't know the situation. You guys can tell me. For those of you that have maybe you've never overcome social anxiety, right? You've had it for a long time. I can get to that in a second. But maybe some of you have done what I've done, some of my clients have done, where you have beaten it, you've overcome it, you've got yourself into a good place in your life, you've been social, things are going well financially, at work, with your girlfriend, your parents. But then all of a sudden, something happens in your life, you lose your confidence, and the fear comes back in again. You don't feel that confident around people. Um, and a key thing that you need, it can be a bit harder the second time because you see it with a lot of world champion boxers. They win the world title, and then they have some kind of breakdown. They get stressed out, and then they try and come back and do it again, and it's not that easy for them. I mean, some people do it right. Some boxers do it. George Foreman done it. Um, Ali done it. Tyson Fury done it. Many other names. Sugar Ray Leonard done it. But some people really struggle to get back, and it can be hard because of the motivation. Because some people will be feeling like, well, I've had it with clients where they're like, they do so well, with their social confidence, and I work with them, and then something happens, some kind of challenge in their life, and then they feel like they can't be bothered to go through all that hassle again. And that's dangerous when you got that mindset, because that will really keep you in fear. That will keep you in procrastination. That will make it very, very difficult for you to get back to winning ways again. So along with the mindset and the focus, you do need a goal. Yeah. Foreman's story was amazing. I recently found that out, that George Foreman found God, and his testimony is great. It's a great story, George Foreman. Very inspiring. Really, really inspiring. So goals are really important. I was doing it with one of my clients today. He's doing my 1 year program, and we're really making some great progress in the sessions. It's been challenging in a positive way, but I've really been getting him to really focus and zone in on his long-term goal, which is his own personal goal, and then getting him to set short-term goals every single day. And these are all ways that you train your habits and your mindset to beat social anxiety, because it is a muscle. It is like going to the gym. The more you train in the right context, obviously with nutrition and rest, the more you grow, the better the shape you get in. The same with the mind. I'm a huge believer in working very hard with your social anxiety, like going out, going to events, practicing in different situations, doing courses. But I'm also a believer in coming away, having some rest, having some space from people, so you know, you can just get a breather, relax, enjoy your own company, and then get back out again. So this is all around that mindset. So I'm trying the best I can to explain it. The weekend program that I've got coming up in March, as I said, I sold a space today. I'm taking 4 students. There are a couple of spaces left. If any of you are interested, you have quite a lot of time to prepare. It's March the 11th and the 12th. So where are we now? We're in the 25th. So you got like 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks on the weekend confidence program. It's great because you get to speak to people in real life, have real conversations, and it's great because you get to work on your dating. You get to speak to women respectfully, and you also get to speak to me and the guys. So you kind of get in the best of both worlds. And I get, as I said on the stream yesterday, one of my last clients, great guy from Scotland who did my weekend program. Um, when he emailed me and he was applying for my program, he's already doing therapy. He's got a good therapist, this lady, and she recommended that he go out and practice talking to women because he had a fear of that, and he did online dating. He didn't really like it, but he also wanted to be more confident, like with guys at work in general. So my program was tailor made. So if that sounds like something that you guys would be interested in, I would love you guys to join us on March for the weekend program, where we spend 2 days, going over these things, doing the social practice, sitting down in a group, talking, going out in public. It really is an amazing weekend. It will give you a lot of confidence, and if you've lost confidence, it will help you to get it back. It really is. It's hard to explain it in words because it is an experience that will change the way that you socialize. It will change the way that you think, and it will definitely give you fearless confidence, the experience. And then when you go away from the program, you'll be more motivated. Yeah, that's another part, Peter, right? Again, I was speaking to a client yesterday that I was working with from Ireland who was quite disappointed that um, he went on a few dates with this girl, and then turns out um, that she just wanted to be friends. She didn't want anything more than that, a relationship. And he was really upset. And I said to him, look, I understand how you're feeling, because it is horrible, it is disappointing. We all go through it, but you really can't let that break you. You really got to move on. You've got to appreciate the time that you had. You don't want to get like bitter and resentful. And you want to move on and keep being honest, and you will meet the right person. You will get a date. And this is all part of developing with social anxiety, as I've said, because like I said on the stream yesterday or before, I love it because it's a development around human relationships. For people who've got bad social anxiety, it doesn't just affect them in their dating and relationship life, with getting a girlfriend and talking to women. I know from experience, I've been teaching for almost 11 years, and I was also a fellow sufferer. It affects you in all areas until you work on it and improve it and fix it, which anyone can. Anyone who's got the mindset. And I'll say it again, the mindset is when you have made up your mind and you're committed that you don't want to stay where you are, or you don't want to go back to the way that you used to be when you were younger. You want progress, you want to move forward, you want to get past these anxieties, you want to be more confident. You're pretty much home dry. And I always feel like, um, with that mindset plus mentorship, having someone like myself who can guide you, help you, give you the mental and emotional support, someone that you can speak to, you're going to go to another level. Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. That's always the way to go about it. You can't give up, in anything in life, in business, dating, or social anxiety. If you want to be successful, you can't give up when things don't go well, because things are, at some point for everyone, things are not always going to go well, but it's the way that you deal with it that makes a difference. I always give this example in my business coaching programs. When I'm working with a client, I say, look, there's going to be periods in your business where you're not going to get clients, you're not going to make money. You're going to be putting in a lot of work, doing events, helping people, but how you deal with it will determine the next the next the next phase of your success with getting clients, making an impact, and making money in your business. So it's that mentality of not giving up and moving forward, and you've got to have a certain enthusiasm. You've got to have a certain attitude. You've got to have a certain mindset. And I believe you can't achieve these things without the right tools, without the right, being in the right frame of mind. And I honestly believe a lot of people don't succeed because they don't have enough support. They don't have mentors or a mentor. They don't do a weekend program, and they're trying to do everything on their own. And people usually fail at that. I've said it before, the smartest people in the world, whatever area of life you look in, whether it's bodybuilding, whether it's coaching, whether it's business, whether it's fighting, boxing, martial arts, acting, teaching, all successful people at some point have mentors. They invest financially in themselves. I had mentors. I wouldn't have been able to get to where I got to. People that are not successful, they tend not to invest, they don't get mentors. Pride, they're too proud. They're too tight sometimes. They don't want to spend money, but they spend money on things that are a waste of money: junk food, gambling, drugs, alcohol. They tend to not excel in life. Why? Because they don't get the tuition. They don't get the experience. They don't pay for the wisdom from someone that knows more than them. They don't get that extra help and support. So part of building the right mindset to overcome social anxiety is having the right mentors, the right support. So on the weekend program, you are in an environment where you've got the right support. You're in a group of like-minded people, including myself, and you have experience, you have positivity, you have encouragement. All these things play a part in success. When it's had something possible, the day event. That's a possibility to me. I see where you're coming from. That is a possibility. I'm not going to rule it out. They're lighter. I did used to do programs like that years ago, back in the day. So you never know. The only thing I'm finding at the moment, I'm getting some great responses from my weekend program, and I'm getting returning clients. But the guys do find it very tiring. I'm used to it. I'm used to speaking. Like when I'm coaching people, I can speak for ages and not get tired. If I'll have a coffee. But some of my clients, which I understand, um, they find it quite exhausting to on the second day, because the weekend program is 10 hours in total, 5 hours Saturday, 5 hours Sunday. And during that time, it's pretty much, for the most part, it's non-stop speaking. So I'm speaking with them, they're speaking with me. They're getting to practice talking to people in public, but that's what you need to really develop. So back to Timmy's question, if I was to make the program longer, I don't think most people would handle it. And I said it to one of my clients recently. I said, can you imagine? Because actually he enjoyed it, but he actually had to finish an hour earlier. And I don't usually like doing that because I want my clients to, get all their time that they're paying for. But he got so much progress. He emailed me back saying he really enjoyed it, and he potentially wants to do more coaching with me, but he was exhausted. Like it was challenging, 2 days. So yeah, not everybody can handle, long, intense programs. It depends, I think, on the person. excuse me, I know that when I was younger, I would have found it very difficult to go on a program and speak continuously, but I'm used to it now. I enjoy it, and I've gotten used to it. You know, the years of teaching and speaking for long periods of time, and I don't get bored because I love the people that I work with, and I like helping them, and it's a topic that, you know, I've always got something to say on it, and I like listening. So yeah, for some reason, Peter, I thought you was in the UK. I think I get you mixed up, Peter, sometimes with another Peter who did my weekend program a few months ago. Um, because you got the same name, but I think obviously different surname. Yeah, it's good. It's good to change the way that you view rejection. That can really help a lot. Actually, getting going through rejections, not just with women, but with anything, can give you confidence. But I think you'll only get confidence. You'll only get confidence if you don't give up and you sort of set yourself a goal. A lot of people, they don't set big enough goals. They've not really got like a clear vision. That's too funny, man. That's got to be a joke. You can't be serious. That was funny. Who advised you not to shower and shave for a week? I'm pretty open minded, but I'm not sure about that. The only thing I could think of with that is it would make you appreciate when you eventually do have a shower. But man, I've got a shower every day. I don't feel right about a shower, even sometimes twice a day, depending on if I go to the gym. Oh, really? Okay. I'm getting sleepy now, almost falling asleep. All that for talking. I feel like a coffee, but it's a bit late. Doesn't feel late though, Tay. It does feel like the summer nights are coming, which are nice. Um, but yeah, I think about that a lot lately because it's kind of a contradiction. But I know a lot of people say to me, you know, it is hard to motivate myself to take action, to face my fears, to go out, to make changes. And it's like, yeah, that's true. It is hard, but it depends. It depends on where you're at. It can also be very easy if you've got a teacher and you've been practicing very regularly. What like I just heard something earlier, right? I know this is I'm going off topic here, but I was just listening to Mike Tyson. He was being interviewed and I listened to him because he has a lot of experience in life. And I like to listen to what he says about boxing and I like to take some of the lessons and apply them to life, to teaching, to coaching, to social anxiety, confidence. And he said in his opinion, he said he thinks fighters should fight more often. He said they're better when they fight more. And then he was saying, you know, it's common sense and it's things that everyone would go, well, that's obvious. But when you really get this, he said, you know, the more you do something, the better you get. And I said, he's right. It's the same with getting over the social anxiety and building your confidence and being in a better place. The more you socialize, the better you get. But the less you socialize, the worse you get. You just become nervous, you become awkward, you lose your social skills, you overthink, you you can't really connect with people like in a way that's really, you know, like really connect with them, really enjoy their company and feel you know, like feel that sense of trust and connection. It's difficult. So it's true what you said, and these are the things that you learn on the weekend confidence program. That the weekend experience working with me doing the program and the guys. it will really drum it home. It will really sink in your head. You'll realize you'll come away and you'll be like, right, I have to keep doing this. I have to regularly socialize if I want to be happy and confident. I can't be isolating myself away from people for 6 months or 2 months or 28 days. It's too dangerous for your mental health and your self esteem. Yeah, I think it is tough sometimes. Like if you want to socialize more, but your friends don't want to go out, then I think you've got to do things like I know that you're not in London, but come to meetup groups like the groups that I run. I run events where there's 10 or plus people, and you get to go to these events and for 3 4 hours and have conversations and meet like-minded people. Oh, sorry. Oh, I can't really answer that question, Timmy. I don't have the answer. I don't really know about that. I don't know um, what's the longest I've known someone to sustain from NoFap. I don't really know actually. That's not something I actually have the answer to. Probably best to go online, and you see a lot of the videos on YouTube where people will be talking about the amount of days that they've done NoFap or whatever. But that's not really. Yeah, I don't have the answer to that. Yeah, it seems to be. It's become like I used to think that it was just kind of challenging for a lot of my audience and the clients I wanted to socialize. But this seems to be a generational thing now where so many people find it difficult to socialize. And I think a lot of it's due to the social media. Yeah, fighters have used it. You're right. Yeah, they did. They wouldn't have called it no fat back then. That term wasn't even invented. But yeah, it's kind of been a tradition, hasn't it? Back in the day, some fighters don't believe in it. Some fighters they don't abstain from sex, but uh, a lot of them do. So I think it depends on the fighter. You get different opinions. But yeah, for anybody watching this who wants to develop the mindset, it's pretty straightforward. Like I said earlier in the stream, if more of you wants to move forward, then the part of you that is afraid and can't be bothered, is not motivated, is procrastinating, then you're going to succeed. But if it's the other way around, then unfortunately, you're gonna sabotage yourself. You're gonna keep yourself stuck. No one else is going to do that. So it really is about making a decision. I think that's why coaching's so um, helpful, valuable, because coaching forces you to make a decision to change your life. And when you make that financial commitment, you will also make the mental and emotional and psychological commitment. And that makes you get off your backside and move and go out and face your fears and face the rejections and face all the things that most people want to avoid. And then you'll be able to become successful. It's all about going through these challenges and getting stronger each and every time that you go through 'em. I said it to a client today I was working with. Some of our sessions are quite tough because the nature of the sessions involve really honest conversations, challenges, challenging for me as well to have to really help people work them and help them to work through pain, trauma, to get to the truth and to find their goals. But it's extremely rewarding for my clients and for me as well. I love helping them. I love seeing the progress. It's super exciting. Words can't really describe on the live stream the actual experience. It's an experience every time. And the more you practice it, the better you get. And I see it every week with clients who are doing the 6 weeks programs and the 1 year program and the week. I see the improvement. Why? Because of the mentorship, because of the consistency, because of the action they're taking, because of the goal setting, because of choosing to think in a more positive way, creating a situation where you have, instead of just focusing on the problem, we create a solution. That's a huge part of what confidence coaching is about. My coaching is about coming up with a strategy, a solution that will solve your problem. One of the exercises that you guys can do right now, and I've been giving it to both of my 1 year program attendees, and I'll give it to you guys for free today, and I apply it. It's amazing. I get them to commit to something every single day. So, for example, one of my clients, he commits to doing a video on his YouTube channel every day, does it every day without fail. Another one of my clients, every single day, sends me an email of accountability without fail every single night. Or I'll get an email from him, and the email will consist of the things that he's done. He'll be like, he got up in the morning, he exercised, he socialized, he worked on his business, or he went on a date, saw his family. I get them in a habit of sticking to something. Why do I do that? Because it builds confidence, it builds character, it strengthens your mindset, and more importantly, above all, you know what it does? It improves mental health. It reduces the chances of depression, anxiety, isolation, paranoia, addiction, because you're focused on something that's positive, and your character improves when you stick to things. And if you guys notice, with the years and years you followed me, um, I've had ups and downs, of course, but I've been consistent with the videos. I've been consistent with what I've been teaching. Obviously, some of it has evolved, it's improved, which is great. But generally, I'm always doing videos. I might have a week out here and there if I'm sick, but most of the time it's consistent, because I know the value of being consistent, and I know how catastrophic it is when you're not consistent at things, when you do it sometimes and you leave it. Uh, yeah, London's changed. I mean, I would say people have changed since I was a youngster. But yeah, I mean, in some ways, central London architecturally on is the same. The sort of layout pretty similar, but definitely the attitude of people's changed, which always happens, right, with every generation. But yeah, things have changed. Some for the better, some for the worse, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, just try it, guys. I don't know what your hobbies are. I don't know what thing. It doesn't really matter what it is. It's basically, the concept is that it's discipline. Basically, it's like if I said to you, okay, for the next 30 days, every day I want you to clean your apartment. If you did that, right, man, you'd notice that something in you changes. If I said to you, okay, for the next 60 days, I want you to eat fruit every day as part of introducing some health in your diet, you'd see the difference. Or if I said every single day for 1 year, I want you to say hello to someone when you're in a shop or in the supermarket or on your travels, your, your confidence would go to another level, your character would improve. But a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people are in a mindset where they don't have a focus, they don't have goals, they're not aiming for something, and a lot of it is just not being conscious of it. Just being stressed out, distracted. I'm not having a go at them. I'm just trying to explain to you where people tend to go wrong in these areas. So again, on the weekend program is basically, yes, I know it's 2 days, and some people might say, well, that's not that long. Okay, I see your point, but in some ways it is long. It's 10 hours of socializing, like 10 hours over 2 days. Some people don't do that in 1 year. So all that momentum, all the confidence you're building in 2 days, all the experience, you're going to carry that into the rest of your life. Hopefully you're going to continue practicing those habits. So it's not like, oh, do Jonathan's weekend program, be really social for 2 days, and then go back to being isolated. That's not what I mean. That's not what I'm hoping you to do, teaching you. It's like, do the program, be social for 2 days, enjoy it, wake up a bit more, realize that you need to keep being social. And that's how you're really going to reduce most of the challenges that you're having. Honestly, Like I realized this quite a long time ago for a lot of people that struggle financially. And if you socialize more often and you're positive and try and treat everyone with respect and you're honest, you're going to make more money. It's as simple as that because making more money and getting ahead is about building relationships. It is about connecting with people, offering value, learning, receiving value. It's that whole relationship. So that's why I'm so passionate about this area. Because it just goes into many important things that are important for everyone, for all of us to live a better life. Basically, I could summarize it and simplify it. People that are not very social tend to not do as well in their life, in my experience, being that I never used to be a social person and I really struggled. So I naturally come from that place. I had to change. People that are more social, that go out, that connect with people more, they tend to do better in life. And this doesn't take, I don't think it takes a brain surgeon to work that out. I'm sure most of you know that deep down. We've heard it before. It's cliche, but it's true. We're not really built to be isolated from one another. We are social animals. We need to connect. And that's a generational problem today because people just connect on the internet, which isn't real connection. It's kind of a substitute. It's a bit like having a protein shake because you can't have a chicken or some salmon or tuna. It's good, it's okay, but it's not as good as eating a it's not as good as having proper protein, in my opinion. No way. Having a protein bar or a protein shake, it's kind of artificial. It's not the same. It doesn't satisfy you the same. It doesn't feel as good in your body as to when you have some chicken or some fish. So I kind of see the same analogy with social media. Like this live stream, I appreciate it. I have a great time with you guys, but this ain't better than if I met you in person and we went in London and had a coffee together and we spoke and I could talk to you more and connect and have a great time. How can it compare? It's not. It really isn't. So the weekend program is great because we meet in real life. We have real conversations for 2 days. We get to practice and you're around good people. It's a non-judgmental environment. You're going to gain a lot of confidence. You guys can see how passionate I am. I'm even more passionate in person. When we're together. Now, obviously, I know that some people can't do the pro. That's fine. Some people can't get to London. That's okay. That's not your fault. Some people they don't have the finances, which I think most people do. But let's just say realistically, not everyone can afford my coaching the program. That's fine. Use what is available, and what is available is the free content. You got the live streams. I give everything for free anyway. I tell you everything. I try and give all it for the people that would say, "Oh well, it's not fair," or I don't have the money. Well, you're getting it for free, so be grateful for that. You can't get everything for free, but I'm giving and apply it. Yeah, 100%. There is something. Your vocabulary is amazing. Uncon. I can't pronounce that word. That's a nice word. I understand what you mean. I'll have to read that. Uncontafable than exchange in person. Yeah, being in person is a lot better than the live streams. I want to be honest with you guys. I love YouTube. I really do enjoy making videos, and I do enjoy the live streams. But personally, for me, it doesn't give me the same confidence and connection that I gain when I meet friends in person, or when I go and coach clients in London in person, or when I travel, or if I'm going out with a girlfriend, or if I do an event. I don't get the same sort of confidence. You don't get as much confidence from being on the internet and the videos. It's better than nothing, like you do in person. For those of you, obviously, I've got several events coming up. I've got the paid weekend program for anyone that's interested who wants to improve their dating, their social life, and confidence in general. I've got that. It's March the 11th and the 12th. I've got a free meetup this Sunday, but it's kind of full up. So that's kind of out the question. That's for business, how to start your own business. Then there is an event you guys can still come to. Let's have a look on meetup. This is a free event. Yeah, this is for dating and relationships, how to respectfully approach women for guys with anxiety. This is on March the 5th. So if any of you want to come to that, send me an email. I've actually promoted it on the site Meetup. I've got a group there. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't think you can. So yeah, that you got some, you got an opportunity to do some in-person events if you want. So don't say that I didn't let you guys know. Yeah, I think there's a huge barrier for people. I know it because I've had it myself at one stage where people they want to get out, they want to meet people, but there's a block there. It's like a mental block. There's a mental and emotional block where people just feel, oh, I want to do it, but something in me is not letting me do it. They feel stuck. I get it. I've trust me. I understand it. I've been through it. I have coached hundreds of people through that block. I'm telling you though, man, once you unblock that block and you break out of that sort of scared kind of like, oh, I don't feel like being around people. I just want to shut away from the world. Once you break out of that, man, like I say in my videos, when you become fearless, your life becomes limitless. The opportunities start to open up. And I think that's when people really start to value themselves more, when they see the value that other people experience from being around them, if that makes sense. And I've just thought this today, it's a bit deep. I need to make a video on this. When you have an honest conversation with a person, or let's say two people are honest with each other and respectful, you really do get to experience the sheer value of who you are as a person, just being alive, human being, talking to another person. I mean, it should be a no-brainer. I shouldn't even have to. And we're living in, you kind of have to go over these things because people have kind of lost their mind as to what is important and the basic things that we need to be happy, and that's communication in person, not online. It's not enough. It runs people into the ground. So I'm not saying you shouldn't go online because there's some positive things with it. And for those of us that run businesses, it's so helpful. It helps you to make an impact. It helps to make money. And from the creative side, I love doing videos. I really enjoy it. But it's not healthy if you're just doing that and you're not getting that exposure to real human connection and meeting people in person. It's just not the same. I'm pretty surprised that you guys haven't commented for such a long time. Either I believe I'm talking a lot of sense. It's definitely from experience. Oh, here we go. Uh, yeah. I know it's been a hard time for people. As you said, a lot of people are bereft after the last 3 years. It has been hard for everyone, myself included, which is why I've gone to great lengths to try and help people to get back on track. Because I feel very fortunate to be where I am because it was really hard on me. It's hard on all of us, right? All of us suffered in that period. Even though some of us, I'm still a person who will find positives in negative time, but it was a really tough time. I'm just gonna get some water, guys. One sec. Yeah, yeah. It was a hard time. Um, but I think you got to be strong minded. You got to move forward. You can't live in the past because even though thank God most of the that stuff's over now. Um, People can still be living there psychologically because they're not moving on. So you got to learn to move on, move forward. And I think the best way to do that is get excited about setting new goals. But it was easier back in the day. I mean, we didn't even it wasn't even an option to not go out and meet people. Like that was everything to us growing up as a kid. It was like, yeah, obviously there were computers around. There wasn't the internet and YouTube. We had, all the consoles, Mega Drive, Sega, Nintendo, PlayStation, which was a lot of fun. But we wanted to get out. You wanted to go out with your friends and play football, go cinema, or go for walks, go to the park, or meet girls, try and get a girlfriend, or you know just do things that most young people enjoyed. Go to parties, or go and see your cousins or your auntie, or we just love doing those things. It's crazy how we've advanced so much in many ways, especially technologically, but socially it's like we've gone backwards. People are so much depression and anxiety and mental health problems because the lack of socializing. But on a positive note, when I always enjoy the coaching. I love it, working with people. I am fortunate to be in a job where I get to have some of the most honest, meaningful conversations. I don't think everyone gets to have these conversations that I have, because a lot of the jobs that people work in, it's very restricted. It's not really appropriate for them to talk about deep, meaningful things. But fortunately, I'm in a job where I do it for a living, and I love it, despite it being challenging at times. But yeah, when I do the events and the meetups and people get together, I see it every week. People's faces light up. I know at the start, usually people are quite nervous and anxious, which I understand, which is fine. But after we're there for a couple of hours, people loosen up, open up, realize everyone's pretty much the same, and they don't feel indifferent, they feel connected, and we have a great time. I try to. It's challenging, but I try to project that enthusiasm on the live streams and the videos, so you guys can get a sense of that sort of energy, and hopefully come to the events, or at least get motivated in your area, in your life, to go out and socialize more. But contradictory to me being a teacher and a motivator and a confidence builder, I have accepted as well that sometimes you just got to respect people's decision. They're not going to do it, and that's their choice. And sometimes you need space. Sometimes we all need to go through a little bit of suffering to really wake up and realize, man, I've got to change my life. I can't go on living like this. This is really making me miserable. And that can really spark a motivation that can make you unstoppable again. But yeah, really inspired by all my clients, but a client in particular who said to me, because I'm just astounded by his work ethic. I knew that he could do it, but I said to him, because when I first worked with him, he did a 6 weeks program, and he got a lot of progress, and then we didn't plan to do any more coaching, but it just happened naturally. Then he did another 6 weeks program, then he did quite a few more. Then I presented him with the idea of the 1 year program, and he snapped it up. And I said to him, just the passion you got, the drive. I just love working with people like that. And I asked him, where does it come from? Um, I asked him, where did it come from? I mean, I suspected, I knew the answer, but I wanted to hear it from him. And he said, he said, the reason why I'm like this, Jonathan, he said, because I can't go back to the way that I used to be. Because he said the way that he used to be was just, he said he was at university and he just wouldn't speak to no one. He just would like be in the corner. So I really, I'm inspired by just the courage and the relentlessness to just refuse to be defeated. It really is inspiring, because um, not many people are like that, unfortunately, and I wish more people would be like that for themselves to change. So He's got the mindset, he has got the software, he's got the mindset to beat social anxiety. That's why he's doing it. He's super confident and he's still improving. So anyone can do it really, but it's a choice. It's a choice that people have got to make. And I think a lot of people make the choice to just stay where they are. They don't want to put the work in. And it's putting in the work, it's putting in the hours, it's having goals, it's going gym, it's being disciplined, it's not being afraid to fail, it's not being afraid to be judged, and showing up, being the best person you can be and sticking to a goal. And that practice week in, week out, it's it's just you got no choice to be successful. Do you do writing, Timmy? Because you speak really, really well. Your writing's intelligent. I was just wondering if you're a writer, if you did any writing, or seem like you're really educated or just really gifted with the way you speak. Some people have got that gift, It's quite amazing where they they didn't even like read a lot of books. They're just naturally smart. They just speak well, write well. Actually, going to make you've given me an idea of a video on something that I thought this the other day on. Oh, okay. Oh, really? You listen. You learn a lot from the audios, right? Audio bill. That's great. Yeah, I want to do a video soon on. I thought about this other day. I overlooked it. The simplicity of it, amazing. Like learning basic manners when you go out to places. Man, people respond in a much better way. Like good afternoon. Thank you. How was your day? I appreciate that. How are you? It's really surprising how much better people treat you and respond to you, especially in hotels and places of restaurants, places like that, supermarkets. And you know why I've realized this? Because most people don't have, they don't really use good manners. I'm not saying that everyone's rude when they go out, but a lot of people, um, a lot of people forget, and I forget sometimes. They can't go to make the effort. So I really started to test this in London when I go into the hotels, as just a better practice of respect, confidence, and ethics. And the reactions you get is unbelievable, and I think that has a lot to do with getting over social anxiety. I will do a video on it. I really will do a video at some point. Hey Johnny. Oh, I'll definitely respond to it, Tim. I've got my phone here. Okay. Yep. I will respond to your email. I've just gotten it now. Thanks for emailing me. I will get back to you tonight or tomorrow because obviously the time is a bit different in the US. So yeah, thanks for emailing me, and I'll get back to you on the prices and the program. So I appreciate it. Well done for sending the email. So back to what I was saying. I'm just putting all the different pieces together. Yeah. Basic social skills. I think lately something's really clicked in me in terms of I don't know, in terms of really understanding what helps people more and the directing bits kind of changing more. I'm kind of going more deep into social anxiety, confidence, motivation. Anyway, I don't know how you guys feel about this, right? This might speak to you. I work with, and I've seen the pattern in myself as well, and I'm sure same for you guys. A lot of them, yes, are quite introverted, like me, quite anxious to begin with, a little bit self-conscious and a bit shy. Exactly the qualities I've had. But like after an hour, let's say 1 or 2 hours, after spending about an hour or 2 hours with a client, they open up. They're so much more confident and more relaxed, and there's something that's a positive thing. And I think what I'm trying to say is sometimes people don't give themselves enough time to really relax more and to get more comfortable around people and then judge themselves. A lot of people, I've done it as well to myself. A lot of people, some of you might do this, they judge themselves too harshly when they're not really themselves. They're not relaxed. Example, back in the day when I did a lot of the dating coaching, I'll take guys out, help them to speak to women. I would have a client who might go and say hello to a woman, and he got nervous or he couldn't, you know, last long in the conversation. Then he would get really upset and say he would feel bad. And I'd be like, look, you can't really be too hard on yourself because that was so quick. You didn't give yourself a chance. The nerves got the better of you. Don't beat yourself up. Move on. You just got to learn to relax more. Keep socializing. Obviously, they would. Once they got relaxed more, they get a really good reaction from a woman and then end up getting into a conversation for, let's say, 20, 30 minutes. Now, the difference with how they behaved and their personality and their confidence was night and day. So I've realized that for a lot of people who come from our background with the social anxiety and introversion, we just need a little bit more time to get, then you can get to the point where you feel good. Yeah, I'll be watching the fight Sunday. I am looking forward to it. I've got to be honest. What the Tommy Fury, Jake Paul, right? Wondering what part of childhood causes social anxiety. That's a good question. I think I'm going to make a video about that. I'm almost split on answering that question. A part of me is going to say that I don't know because I don't have all the answers. But I don't think I'm being fully honest. I think I do understand most of it, being that I had it. I overcame it, and I've been pretty much coaching people in this area for almost 11 years. So I think it's a combination of these things, JP, from my experience. The main cause I think is trauma. I know it's trauma, which usually comes from bullying, whether it's physical bullying or verbal. I would say most of verbal criticism causes social anxiety. A lot of people that I've coached, not all of them, but some of them will tell me, they had a very critical father or mother when they were younger, and it put a lot of fear in them. That definitely causes anxiety. A lot of people, myself included, were bullied at school, or they were shy at school, they got laughed at. All these things contribute to causing social anxiety later on in life if you don't tackle it. Then I also believe some of it can be hereditary if it runs in your family. I know it's ran in parts of my family, social anxiety. So that can contribute to some of it. Although I still strongly feel that most of it is due to trauma, due to bad experiences that you had as a kid. But I'm going to go with Tommy Fury because he's got more experience. He's a boxer, but I might be wrong. I might be wrong. I'm not 100%. I don't know much about Jake Paul. I'm not really a fan, but I know that he's got a powerful punch. He's got a good right hand. And Tommy, they're both pretty inexperienced, so I'm going to say 50-50, but that's why I want to watch it. It's exciting. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think, yeah, so to answer your question, JP, the cause of social anxiety, what childhood causes is a traumatic childhood. But I'm sure if you go online, someone's going to say something else. There's going to be an expert saying this is the cause that. But generally, there is a collective understanding, and I know from my experience, I'm pretty sure what caused mine, and that was, that was criticism from family members, and it was bullying at school and things like that. Yeah. Nah, I won't be doing those types of videos anymore. But I appreciate it. Um, can't really speak on a problem with gambling because that's not my area of expertise. I'm not like someone that helps people with that problem per se, and I've never had a problem myself with it. But um, yeah, I can't really comment on it. It's not really my area, to be honest. What do you guys think? I try to stick to what I'm an expert in and speak on that. Um, I've worked with a few clients that have, privately confessed to me that they've had a bit of a problem gambling, but we've never really gone into it too much. Only a couple. But yeah, I've seen a few famous people online that have had a lot of people that have a big problem with it. Funny enough, thank God I never had a problem with that. I've had an addictive personality, but never got into that. It must be a challenging thing. Um, but I think, of course, the origin of gambling is going to be linked to trauma again, which is why people, want to get a dopamine hit. We're all addicted to something. It's a question of how we manage it. Yeah, it's a nice night today. It's got a different feel. I think it's because the seasons are changing, right? That's why it's got this night. I like this feel. It's weird, yeah, in a good way. It doesn't feel like Friday the previous months, which just felt a bit I don't know. I can't explain it. It just feels better. Yeah, I mean, it's not every client, but I'm fortunate that some clients in my sessions will open up to me and they tell me about events that have happened to them, and it's kind of like a repetitive pattern. It's very similar to what happened in my life. If you see a consistent, and then you kind of know that's the problem. And the consistent pattern that I hear from people when I work with them, if they do want to open up, because it does help in a lot of sessions. It's not always necessary, but sometimes it is, well, my mother criticized me, or my dad was very strict, critical, or at school I was shy or I was bullied. It's always in that pattern. Yeah, yeah. I think I'm definitely going to do it, Brad. It's definitely on the list. I have been thinking about yeah, Manchester. I would like to do it. I feel like I've kind of done it a little bit, but yeah, I was saying to a client the other day. I mean, one of my good clients is from Manchester. Um, um, I've been Cambridge. Cambridge was lovely. I went there recently. Is that where you're from, Timmy? Um, absolutely love Cambridge. It was Cambridge was great for. I went on a date there with a girl that I was dating. We went down there for a day trip, and it was I just had a beautiful day down there. Really nice place. Manchester, I've been years ago. I need to go again. But yeah, I could very likely go there. As I said, my client is from Birmingham and Manchester. I think he's born in Manchester but based in Birmingham. So I've got kind of like got a connection there. I've worked with some clients over the years. So yeah, it wouldn't be hard to do an event in Manchester. Definitely going to set that as a goal. I'm getting a bit sleepy now, guys. I think we're gonna call it a day in a few minutes because yeah, it's been an amazing day. Yeah, you'll be the first to know if I do an event in Manchester or a meetup group, which I intend in doing. The next live should be today. I was going to say tomorrow, so I'm trying to do these as regular as I can. Because, as I said on the live stream, I've been working with a lot of clients in person and events in London, but I'm really trying to put more time into the business and the live streams. So hopefully later on or tomorrow, I'll see what's going to happen because I've got an event Sunday. But I'll get back to your email, Tim, in the next couple of hours, and then we'll go from there. But you guys coming on, man. I'm enjoying it. I can see people are getting a lot out of this. You guys are great. You listen. You're good people, and I really enjoy it. I'm grateful to have the support and be able to do this. And they're just good conversations. And I'm pretty confident over time I will get to meet more of you in person. That is the aim. Obviously, I don't think it's possible for me to meet every single person in person. You never know. But the more of you I meet in person, the better it is, as opposed to just speaking on the live streams. But yeah, got new videos coming out, guys, and I hope that you're going to keep applying the information, and you're going to get a lot of value from the most sort of simple way, and that's by facing your fears as much as you can. Yeah, guys. All right, man. To be continued. I'm looking forward to this fight on the weekend with Jake Paul and Tommy Fury. Got to be honest, it's quite intriguing, and yeah, so much to look forward to. All right, guys, man. I'll speak to you soon. Good night.